Hello and welcome to round 8 here at Bahrain for F3. Don Rajib then putting it on pole on the Super Softs with a 127.0. The Lee in second with a 27.3, also on the Super Soft tyres. We're just waiting for Stenty to retire eventually. Hopefully we'll get there and we won't have to wait the full minute timer. There we go. But yeah, Kingham JJ with a good lap to put him in P3 on the soft tyres. And he will be the first of the soft runners. Pretty much everyone else running on the softs apart from a couple of guys. Alduro and Taffy also opting for the softs, along with Minigod Bold, Jordan Musk and indeed Hot Zonda. Stenty also opting for them. The only super soft runners will be Insane Rampage, Shane the Boss, the Lee and Don Rajib. So those guys will be struggling towards sort of lap 6 onwards, depending on what their setups are like, maybe even sooner, or maybe they've got the setup just right and they'll survive until about lap 10, lap 11. Getting ready for the race then. 26 laps. Sorry, 28 laps of this high intensity tyre wear circuit. And it will be only 11 cars on the grid today. So Stenty, although he did a really slow lap, which was pretty much pointless, will actually get free tyre choice anyway. So it's pretty much irrelevant. Hopefully the guys can adhere to the 2 minutes we have, as we still haven't adhered to it this season. And see if anyone picks up another reprimand / 10-second time penalty. And then we'll get underway here for the Bahrain Grand Prix in just a moment's time. So here we go then, off on the formation lap. Stenty will receive a reprimand or 10-second penalty to his race time due to the fact that he has skipped the prep period we have in place here in PSF1, and he will receive a penalty for that. There we go, eventually getting the camera change. So Stenty's still opting for the soft tyres, interestingly. Doesn't want to go on the mediums to start off with. And we'll see how well these guys can manage their tyres, especially the Lee and Don Rajib. I expect a good start from Alduro and Kingham JJ though. An aggressive start potentially from these two as well. So 29 laps then of this Bahrain circuit in the desert here in the night under the lights. Floodlit circuit here, one of the very few night races we have in F1, of course the other one being Abu Dhabi. I'm pretty sure there's another one as well, Singapore, sorry, of course, yeah. So a very rare chance for the guys to experience the track under the lights. And it is a very high intensity tyre wear track. The rears tend to burn up as well, and that front left, due to the amount of fast left-handers on this track. And this final section of the circuit does have 2 of those. You've got the final corner as well, which is massively hard on tyre wear. And of course you've got 4 huge straights where you can all just slipstream each other, and I expect a lot of overtaking to be done down into turns 1, 4, 12 and of course 16 at the end of the lap. We'll see how well these guys get round in just a moment's time. Look, someone lagging at the back as well. So on the P5 then, on the softs, we've got Don Rajib on pole. It was so nearly the Lees, but he couldn't quite get there. We almost had our first medium compound pole position, but Kingham JJ knocked off the top spot in the end. And we'll go racing very shortly here in Bahrain. So then, 5 red lights here for the Bahrain Grand Prix here in F3. And they are away at last. Decent enough start actually for Don Rajib, but it is the lead making moves early on, and it's Alduro that we're going to be watching into turn 1, because this man doesn't tend to back out of a move, although this time, oh, and there's a McLaren up the inside, sticking it up his inside. That's Jordan Musk, and he's been, oh, I think that was damage from Mini. I think he may have just got away with that. Zonda also passed Alduro then, but he has the inside into turn 4. Mini looking for a move also. The Toro Rosso behind, over Shane the Boss looking up the inside of Stenty. Alduro and Mini scrapping over now what is P5. Zonda lost out there quite significantly. Kingdom JJ then has taken the lead of the race. And Mini down the inside there. And that's a good move from the Mercedes driver. He is a lot slower though because of his pedals apparently. And that is just being shown there. Almost out-dragged into... Oh, and that's not a move you want to be going for there. Trying to go for a switchback in a corner. Oh my goodness, the Ferrari of Insane Rampage. Very nearly losing it. And Alduro is past for now as they go into... Oh, and it's gone wide. Very wide indeed. And that could give Zonda an opportunity here. Oh, this long right-hander. Oh, and that's a flea. Wow. That was Shane the Boss with an optimistic overtake to say the least. He's muscled his way past though on those super soft tyres, which are going to burn out very quickly indeed. But he is past the Red Bull nonetheless. And it is Kingdom JJ that leads this race. Already on lap 1 on the soft, so that's going to be a huge boost to him. There's Jordan Musk now going for a move on the lead. Around the outside into turn 1. Alduro staying put for now. Oh, and again getting very close to the back of the hat. Of course, all these guys on softs apart from Dom Rajib, the Lee and Zonda, who's also another position, and in fact that's to Shane again. Sorry, who's on the super softs, not Zonda. Look how close he is. You do not want to be this close with the desync, causing issues of course. How close are Zonda and Shane? Very close indeed. Oh, that's an optimistic move from Alduro, backs out of it in the end, and Shane again with the dive bomb. And Zonda's not going to be happy with this. He won't give up that move. Does Alduro again go for the move? No, not this time. And Taffy's disconnected, unfortunately. Shane needs to just calm it down a little bit. He's being far too aggressive early on. Just needs to keep it clean for now, really. Obviously, he's on the different tyres. And Jordan Musk has managed to get past the Lee as well. The Lee's struggling already on those super soft tyres. We're only on lap 2. And Alduro down the inside then. Quite an optimistic move, and again overshoots the corner, very nearly takes the Mercedes out, and he's once again behind. DRS will be in action this lap. Late on the brakes is Mini, although he's timed that nicely. I think Alduro was trying to go for the DRS, which won't be in operation yet. He just thought he's getting DRS when actually he's not. Goes to the inside. Should be an interesting move here. Mini trying to hold it around the outside then. Oh, that is a very, very poor piece of driving from Alduro. Did not even think the car on the inside was going to be there, and he's overshot the corner again. Poor driving from Alduro at the moment. He's losing time as well. And now he's got his teammate behind him. Another one of the super soft runners. We've got a yellow in sector 1. I can only imagine that's... Oh, that's Shane actually. I was going to say Taffy's ghost car, and wow. Hopefully he's not actually doing donuts. Okay, so he's actually got the car going again. Taffy back in the session, and he's back up into P10 as well, so he's in the points. And this is the main battle at the moment. Having said that, Jordan Musk is trying to go around the outside of Dom Rajib into this tight left-hander. Fast left-hander as well. Up the inside, into the penultimate corner then. And oh my goodness, Don Rajib all over the place. And Mini running very wide, don't want to be doing that. And the two soft runners already into 1 and 2. So it is going to be a race of who can manage the softs the best. Because these super soft guys are dropping off rapidly. And Jordan Musk does it the fast lap. Now let's see, what's this slipstream going to be like? We'll jump on Paul Zonda in just a moment's time as well. There he is with the DRS. Mini feinting to the inside to defend, but he's not. Again, he's going to try and hold it around the outside. Alduro taking way more speed though. And Shane the Boss has retired. Not quite sure what happened there. Zonda, Stenty and Insane Rampage were going at it into turn 1 then. Oh, that was close. Very close indeed. Zonda on the outside. He's trying to hold it. Watch on board with Insane Rampage. Just to see what happens. Oh, Zonda ran the outside of there. You're going to struggle. And he's compromised his line. And, oh, Insane Rampage could have had a little go there, but he backed off. Does a grippy tyre as well, so he needs to get a move on, really. Mini already dropping off. Let's have a little look at the telemetry. He is full throttle. So his issue that he had earlier, clearly not affecting him that much. You see Mini just carrying too much speed on entry, and it's affecting his exit. So carrying way too much speed on entry into the corner, which is also what these guys are doing. Oh my goodness, Zonda, what are you doing? Trying to engineer a move around the outside. Taffy's now there as well. Is he going to go for a move? No. Stenti and Zonda very close again, and Zonda once again using the excess track available here at Bahrain. Of course, there is no barriers really. And it's these guys all fighting for position. See Zonda already low on ERS, and Stenti's going to go through here. Ooh, wrong way. Insane Rampage just had a moment. He's damaged his wing actually. He's not quite sure what's happened there. Zonda up the inside then. Both these guys on the same strategy, of course. Zonda seems to be struggling just a little bit. He has struggled in recent times. Mexico, of course, he was on the super soft tyre and couldn't make them work. Hungary as well, he struggled. So he needs to just try and get the tyres working rather than trying to go as fast as he can. Aldoro's got past the lead then. That's into turn 10. And he's now on his way up into P4, but he is 3.2 behind Jordan Musk, the next soft runner, who is really battling. Stenti looking for a move, not going for it yet. Of course, Taffy just behind as well. This is Zonda using mode 2. Oh, very nearly clips the back of Stenti. Off they go again. See what happens here. No, nothing really going. Zonda still trying to manoeuvre it past the Sauber in front. But we'll jump on board now with Aldoro, who's very close to Don Rajib. Oh, and that's his wing gone. Yep, well, he's just ruined his race. Not sure what that little flick back was there, but he's lost his wing and he has ruined his race, because unless he can nurse that car back for another 5 laps, he's going to have to pit and 2-stop, because there's no way he can take mediums to the end if he pits now. Already struggling with the understeer, you can see there, and Don Rajib closes the gap again. Jordan Musk has actually closed the gap to King JJ up front as well. We're beginning to close. But he's lost out massively here, because he was right with Aldoro and he's dropped right off. Well, Aldoro pit. No, he stays out. Don Rajib pits though. Does the leaf follow? Oh, he thought about it. Definitely thought about it, because Mini is nowhere near close enough to be challenging. And Kingdom JJ loses the lead. What does he? He tries to fight back, but I think he's got a little bit of a wheel spin on exit. And that means that now Jordan Musk is into the lead of the race. There you go. Although he's trying to hang it around the outside. Oh my goodness, they're tangling wheels. You do not want to be doing that there. Don't go side by side through here, boys. That is not a good choice to make. And he now inherits the lead, does Jordan Musk. Up from the back. Only one stopper, and that is Don Rajib. There you go, the big movers in the first few laps. Jordan Musk up from P7. And Stenti as well, up from the back. doing bits early on. And Aldoro now, it's only 4.2 behind actually. I don't know if that gap's coming down or not. We'll keep an eye on it. This through Hero is really going to struggle. Let's just ride on board and see how much he is struggling. He's using third gear to try and get the turn in. And this Hero is really struggling because the left end plate is gone. As you can see, they're already losing 3/10 in that sector alone. And the lead is still there, to be fair. He's taking these super soft 7 laps now, 8 including qualifying. And he's doing a fine job. Let's see if King JJ will get the run now into turn 1. It's closing and closing. Yellow versus orange into turn 1. But he stays behind. And now the lead closes in again on Alduro, but he's not really closing a lot because of those. It's not even the tyres, and Zonda's in the pits. That's why Taffy's got past him. Stenty 2 seconds in front, and Mini begins to close the gap again. Right-handers are really killing him, although to be fair, that wasn't too bad through there. Lower downforce corners not proving as difficult for the Ferrari driver. Doing well the lead to keep within having said that, I think he may just have dropped out of DRS range. He was 0.8 and now he's 1.1. Yeah, he's dropped out. Well, that's a shame. He's going to drop off now. But Aldoro has done well to pull away, to be fair, with that wing. And Mini now begin to close the gap to Lee, which you could expect because, of course, he's on much, much harder tyres than the car in front. Very, very aggressive through turn 12 and again through turn 13, in fact. Let's see then, will the Lee pit? That is the big question. End of lap 9. Can he make the super softs last again? No, he can't. Bails out at the end of lap 9 then. That's a good stint though from him, and he can go on to the mediums till the end, see if he can make them last. He's going to lose out to Stenty and Taffy. It may actually come out in front of Dom Rajib here. Zonda's had an incident because he was not too far behind. He was running on the soft tyres. I don't think he's... No, he has pitted, so he's obviously had an incident. And Kingdom JJ dropping back now. Where does he come out the lead? He comes up just behind Dom Rajib, so that's not too bad. And he's on the medium tyre, so he will be going for that one stop. Pit stop it's around 20 seconds, so when Jordan Musk pits he will be out around where Stenty is, although Stenty on the same strategy anyway. Not really going to affect him. Now it is Mini versus Alduro. We'll go back to the interval gaps just to see what it's like for these guys, and we'll just check again the telemetry just to see what it's like for the throttle input. It does look like it's all okay for Mini. He said he was suffering with pedal trouble in qualifying. Just going down to third again to get that turn in, but he's still running wide. Just needs to slow down on entry, and he's caught by half a second there. So he may have his own issues, but Aldoro's got his issues as well. In second gear again, very, very slow through that final corner. Back end going, and the tyres beginning to die, and his setup clearly isn't primed and ready for the race. Should not be sliding on softs at this time, and he needs to make some tweaks at his pit stop maybe to be in order with a chance, because he's dropping off of Aldoro, who's dropping off of Kingdom JJ, who's dropping off of Jordan Musk, so these guys just getting slower as we go down. If we get up the gap to lead as well, Stenty's actually dropped off another second. So it's not working out necessarily for these guys. Dom Rajib is coming up to the back of Taffy though, so that'll be a battle to watch shortly. Just have a look at these stoppers. And there you go, Dom Rajib, the Lee and Zonda all stopping, and then Insane Rampage, who is quite a way off Zonda, who is also quite a way off the Lee, having to make an unscheduled pit stop. The Red Bull driver. No sliding though, that's a good sign. much better from Mini through that corner. As you can see, not so aggressive on entry, and he's gained on exit, so that's good to see finally getting that corner under control. Is he really trying to get the car slowed down? He pits. Alduro pits, so that's an early stop off of what is a very durable set of tyres, to be honest. You could probably take him to lap 13 if you wanted to, but Alduro's decided to bail early, and of course that front wing change now will breathe new life into this second stint, but it's who he's going to come out behind is going to be the question. Taffy will be included in that, also Don Rajib. The Lee won't be anywhere near him. Actually, having said that, the Lee is, yes, he is, because of course Alduro had the wing change, and it's going to be very tight, but the Lee has the overspeed, and you can see there a nice gap he has over Alduro, and they are fighting for position. Just have a look at the tyres everyone's on. Only 2 lap older, so he'll be on about 6%, 8% tyre wear perhaps, so it's good for him. And it means that now we've got a bit of a battle for Alduro to negotiate. And depending on how long Mini can take these tyres, he may not come out behind Taffy and Stenty. Don Rajib is actually going for the 2 stops, so he's gone onto the soft tyres. That's interesting. Didn't see that before. It was a fairly early stop, to be fair. Stenty currently 11 seconds off of Mini. So he's now 23 behind, 23 and a half behind Jordan Musk, so that gap has definitely gone up. And Kingham JJ in the pits then. Does Mini pit as well? Nope. So he's up for another lap. Is Jordan Musk struggling? No, he's very composed, to be fair. And the Lee has picked up 6 seconds of time penalties in the space of 1 lap. Not going well for him, but here is Don Rajib then, looking for the overtake on Taffy. Alduro struggling to get those mediums up to temperature. You can just see Stenty's gone past in the pits. Actually no, he's got him on the exit, so it was pretty close. Don Rajib, oh, that's a very, very audacious move, and he still managed to make contact with Taffy, even though he was so far behind and really shouldn't have gone for the move. Some much fresher tyres, half the age of Taffy's. You should just wait and pick his moment. Both Renaults running in good positions at the moment then. Don Rajib cutting the corner there, receiving a 3-second time penalty. Oh, you want to be careful over that curb. This is the closest battle on track right now. It's the Toro Rosso of Don Rajib and the Renault of Taffy, who's yet to stop. And Don Rajib, who made a fairly early pit stop off of his super soft tyres, but he is going for the 2 stops, so he's got to be that bit more aggressive. And speaking of aggressive, he might go for this move. Oh, and he's damaged his wing. Well, that was a very poor move indeed. Yeah, he completely misjudged his braking zone, and he's now compromised his race. And it's going to come out probably behind Zonda, because he's going to have to pit. There's no way he can continue with that damage. Unless it was so minor that in fact it's not actually going to affect his cornering speed. And Mini does indeed pit. Some 13 seconds behind Jordan Musk. So let's see where he comes out then. Mini in P2. Now P3. He's already done his pit stop, but he's going to come out behind Don Rajib and Taffy, who's now making a move into turn 1 on the Renault. Taffy avoiding any unnecessary action, and Don Rajib will now push on for what will probably be another 8 laps or so on these tyres, and then pit in for another set of softs, maybe even mediums. And Min's going to struggle to get these tyres heated, so watch out for the Lee, because he'll be hot on his heels in just a couple of corners times. And we've got Alduro as well, so we've got a 3-way battle for what is technically the last podium position actually right now, because Don Rajib is going to have to pit again, and Taffy's got a pit, and Stenty's also got a pit, so final podium position up for grabs here. And he needs to get the heat in those tyres as quick as he can, but of course it's so tricky to do so. Oh, and he's gone deep into the tight left-hander, and that is game over. Is it? Oh, not quite. Oh my goodness, they're going to go 3 wide into turn 11. Oh no, never mind. And the Lee is the latest victim of desync, and unfortunately Mini, although he probably didn't know what was going to happen, has caused the incident. We'll have to have a look at that one later on. And the Lee, who was running so well, probably his best race so far this season, to be honest. And Mini, who is not even an aggressive driver, has unfortunately taken him out, and he will play no further part in this Grand Prix. He has looked strong in the second half of the season, and unfortunately for him, he is out of the race. Mini then all over the back of Alduro now, having been overtaken just a few corners ago, trying to go the long route round the outside. Alduro's late on the brakes though, as usual, and he stopped any sort of move around the outside, which actually can work here. Mini picks up a 3-second time penalty, cuts the corner at turn 3. And Mini back in front, Alduro back up the inside though. Getting very close. Where is Mini? In fact, oh my goodness, he's all over the curb. That's where he is. Oh, and the but desync again. And Alduro giving a bit of a nudge there, it looked like. Oh, and Mini's round, and did he take some of Alduro's wing with him? I don't think he did. Luckily for Alduro. And these two fighting. And Mini back up the inside. They've almost stopped on track. I'm not sure if Mini's given the position back or he just had really poor traction. No, he's definitely not given the position back, because he is there once again. And these two having a good battle. Meanwhile, Jordan Musk is pitted, and Team JJ is going to have the warmer tyres, so that may be a battle about to occur. But it is these two who have been fighting all race and are still fighting right now. As Kingham JJ does set the fastest lap of the race. Is he gaining in DRS? Yes, he is. It's these two we want to be watching, because he's going to have a move. You can see already the difference. Have a look at the telemetry, see what they're running. Both have very low battery. They're both derating as they come down into turn 1. Mini taking a very early apex, and it's affected his run through turn 2 into turn 3. Alduro avoiding any unnecessary action as well there. Oh, and he's missed his braking zone, you can tell, because he just braked way too late. Mini has hit him again. Not quite sure what's going on between these two at the moment, but they are not giving each other an inch. Mistakes being made left, right and centre. And Alduro looking for the lunge up the inside. Not quite close enough though. Team JJ is dropping off now, unfortunately. That's pretty much given Jordan Musk the race win. It depends on how quickly Dom Rajab can catch them on a fresh set of softs, but it won't be 20 seconds, I can assure you that. Here we go then, down to turn 11 again, the second of the DRS zones. The understeer with the dirty air from the car in front, of course. This is apex slightly, but nothing too major. And Taffy's actually caught up to Zonda, but he's on the super soft tyres. That's an interesting call from Taffy. Not quite sure why he's gone for that option, because he's going to have to pit in about 5 laps time. But he was in the medium, so not quite sure what's happened there. He goes for the move on Zonda. Go back with Alduro and Mini as they go into turn 1 side by side. As usual with these two, it seems. Mini not going the long route round this time. He knows he's just got to tuck in behind and take the opportunity up into turn 4. Looks like he's got a better run than the Ferrari. Trying to get the earlier turn in, but again just unable to make the move stick. Where is Taffy? Mini surely not going to go for a move here. No, Alduro covers the inside. Back towards Taffy and Zonda then. He's still unable to get past. Kingham JJ may have made a mistake, he's dropped off a full second, and Mini very lucky not to lose any wing there. Sure, he would have been slamming on his brakes as hard as he possibly could there, and again getting very close to the back of the Ferrari. Where is Taffy? He's dropping off actually, so that's not good to see. Made a big strategy error there going on the super soft tyres. You want to avoid them at all costs. Mini much later on the brakes, not quite sure if he's just being more aggressive or if he's missing his braking points, but he's closing the braking zones hugely. Mighty an overtake into the final corner. He's looking. Oh, and he's way too late on the brakes again. And you can see that it's really affecting his corner exit because he's taking so much speed into the corners again. See the battery on the wheel, the blue bar indicating how much deployable energy they have, and both not in a very good situation right now. I would expect to see Don Rajab as well in at the end of the next lap, but we'll see what he does in terms of when he pits and what times he goes on to. Might even go on to another set of super softs, so it could be an interesting strategy call, but it's a viable one, that's for sure. Mini just for now following in the footsteps of his rival, and oh my goodness, that's an interesting line through turn 8. We'll see if he can get a move done into turn 11 now. Not quite sure why he's braking so late, because he's just affecting his line. He's picking up warnings as well. This is to tone it down a notch and just rethink. These guys fighting all the time. Good to watch, it's good entertainment, but it's the only battle that we're seeing at the moment. And Mini again, not as late on the brakes that time, you could see. He didn't close as quickly. And now this is where all the deployable energy will come into play. We can't unfortunately look back from the cars anymore. And that's Don Rajab in for his second pit stop. And he'll go to the end of the race now. Mini looking for the move around the outside. Alduro not giving him any space. Quick little upshift to just nullify the wheel spin. And Alduro, is he going to hold defensive into the... Oh, this is going to affect him, and he's braked very early, to be fair. He's done well on the brakes. Little touch of wheels again. Through 5, 6 and 7. Side by side. Mini loses his wing. And I was going to say, unless he takes Alduro with him, that is his race over. And he spun. Nice little 360 spin there, pirouette, and he's off again. But I'm presuming he's going to pit. Mind you, he has got a 10-second gap to Stenty behind, so he may just soldier on, but he can go to the soft tyres. But has basically confirmed Alduro as P3 candidate. Unless Stenty has the pace, but he's some 10 seconds behind, so I doubt that. And Don Rajab now on that fresh set of softs, but he'll go past Taffy when he pits anyway. Taffy unable to get past Zonda on those super softs, he'll be disappointed because he needed to. There's all but confirmed the top 3 now, unless JJ's got something left in the bag, which I don't think he has. But we'll see what he has to bring to the table. Lost half a second there, so I'm not quite sure what's going on. Taffy closes up to Zonda though, so he is sort of yo-yoing, if you like. And Stenty has got past Mini because Mini's gone for a pit stop, and he will go onto the soft tyres and probably set fastest lap as well. And he's now going to be almost last. The Lee and Shane retiring earlier on. And Insane Rampage, if he keeps going, will pick himself up 2 points. Because you know what? He might get past Mini here. Speed difference. No, he's nowhere near close enough. But Mini will have to take a different line to turn 1, so it's going to be fairly close. Oh, a Mini spun. Mini has not had a good day. And it wouldn't surprise me if he retires here. And as I say that, he does indeed retire. And again, shows the F3 calibre that is being produced at the moment. And it's not very spectacular, to say the least. Main battle then now is 4th, 5th and 6th. It surprised me if anyone else really finishes outside of their current positions, bar these 3. Though having said that, Taffy's got to pit again anyway, so Taffy will drop down. And he might even drop behind Insane Rampage, so that'll be possibly a little battle there, because Insane Rampage is on fairly old tyres. So Zonda looking to close up to the back of Stenti. Still too far away though. 1.1 was the gap in that DRS zone. I think Stenti knows that as long as he can deploy his energy in the right places, so he needs to be really using it in this middle sector now and the final sector, then he doesn't need to use any through sector 1 because he can just know that even if he gets caught, he's not going to be DRS, there's not going to be enough time to close. He's not going to have the closing speed without DRS either. There's insane rampage pits, so he's onto softs, and that means Taffy will basically inherit 7th position because there's no way he's taking these tyres another 9 laps. Zonda now getting fairly close to the Sauber. Is he going to have an opportunity onto the main? Oh, and he's destroyed his exit completely. He will get the DRS, of course, because he was within the second window when they went over the activation, the detection line, sorry. So we will re-close that gap, but he's got no ERS practically, so he's not really going to gain. Almost losing it there through turn 2. Jordan and Kingdom JJ just trading lap times at the minute. Oh, and he's just gone too deep into turn 8. That's going to affect him. See, Stenti pulls away now. What is the gap as they come over to detection point? I think yeah, it's under a second because he's closed again. There you go. You can hit a little beep there, indicating he does have the DRS available. So Zonda then closing in now. He is on the medium tyres. They just Cody seemed to hate Zonda and his tyres, unfortunately. So he's on the medium tyres, but he's on 6 lap older tyres than Stenti. So he is catching, which is good to see actually, that he's got pace on the age tyres he has. He's got to keep it clean now and close where necessary. And Don Rajab actually is going to get a move down on Taffy, who brakes extremely early for the pit lane. And he will drop now into 7th place and keep 7th place because he's not going to get overtaken by the guy behind him, who is Insane Rampage, who is a minute behind him nearly. Can Zonda do it? Once again, it's just these 3. Don Rajab, of course, will be the later arrival to this battle. So the more these guys fight, the more he can save tyres. And in fact, he's not even going to need to save tyres. He's already practically yeah, there you go, he's in with a second gap already, so much quicker at this stage. Not only is he on 10 lap younger tyres than Zonda, but he's also on a compound softer. And he's so close to the back of these guys already. Here he goes, Zonda looking for the move into P4 around the outside of turn 11. He's done it. Don Rajab, look at the speed he's got compared to these guys. He's definitely going to take P4. Even with the time pens, he's got 6 laps to make amends. And past he goes, 1 into 5th place. And he will get the DRS off of Zonda if he doesn't get past. If he does get past, sorry. He's going to get past pretty easily anyway. See the grip he's got, able to take a tighter line and accelerate at a faster rate than the Sauber, but the Sauber coming back at him here. Stenti not giving up. That's because Stenti has that ERS available. Oh, they're going to go 3 wide into turn 1 potentially. Stenti is through. Zonda tries to get the move back. And they could be 3 wide into turn 4 here. Don Rajab on the softest, the soft tyre, sorry. And we'll go through. Has he missed his braking zone slightly? He has. Got a little bit deep, and that's going to allow Stenti to come back at him. And Zonda's rainbow tyres causing me a headache. But they'll be also causing him a headache because he's been on these tyres for 15 laps and he's still got another 6.5 to go. Oh, it was a late break from Stent. He's just about stopped the car in time. The thing is now is that Stenti's lost out to Hot Zonda, and now Zonda can get towed along by Don Rajib and maybe able to keep this position. That's what he needs on older tyres. Now Duro setting the fastest lap. I'm pretty sure he'll be happy about that. We'll see what Don Rajib can do now. Now he's in clean air and Zonda does not have the tow. So Stenti will be on full attack mode, and Zonda, as you can see, battery very low indeed. He's going to fly past here. Even without DRS, I'm pretty sure he would have got past. It's once again trading positions. This time he's up past Zonda into P5 and he locks up now. Did Zonda tag the back of him? Yes, he did. And Zonda, as you can see now, struggling hugely. He could pit for super softs if he wanted to, come out with Taffy. So we could have battled for P7, but he needs to pit this lap if he's going to do so. He can't gain any more, and he's picked up a 3-second time pen. My best bet for him would be to stop, because he's going to lose probably about 3 seconds a lap to Taffy. And Taffy actually went on to another set of super softs, to be fair, so he's liking those super softs a bit too much, maybe. And he is still in DRS range. Be interested to see if he does pit actually or not. I don't know. He probably should, but I don't think he will. He's faster than Taffy. He knows he's faster than Taffy. Whether he actually does that or not, we are yet to see. And Zonda does indeed pit. Does he get the car stopped in time? Well in time. And this would give Taffy an opportunity to get past him. Stenti will go on to chase Don Rajib, although it's going to be a case of just constantly going backwards for him now. We'll see what happens in the last few laps when Zonda comes out, and oh, he's a long way behind. Yeah, of course, because of the wing change, but he is a long way behind. What's happened there? He's lost about 15 seconds. Massively behind. What's happened there then? He must have obviously had a poor in lap, but that is quite a ridiculous amount of time to lose. He's pretty much confirmed it. We'll see where these guys finish then. Pretty much set in stone for now. Stenti's going to be going backwards, and Kingdom JJ's been dropping off of Jordan Musk the entire race, really. Jump back with these guys in a minute. So then Jordan Musk on to the last lap now. It's been a very, very, very boring last 5 laps indeed. And he will take home the 25 points and increase his promotion chances. And a lovely helmet design, I must say, to match the McLaren. Not only has he got the the 2 colours of the car right, but he's actually running the right tyre colour as well. He's got a tinge of white in there on the helmet as well. It's a perfect match for what he is currently driving. A very, very easy win in the end, no pressure from him. And he started in P7 and wins the race comfortably from Kingham JJ, who's going to finish P2. Did well on his medium tyres. Finishes 4.3 behind. They had the same time penalties, or either didn't pick any up. We've got to wait some time for the next car to come across the line. And here he comes across the line now, fireworks going off. Podium position for... Oh, who was that going slowly? I'm not sure who that would maybe someone going through a corner that I skipped through quickly. But it's going to be Don Rajib in the Toro Rosso to come home P4, started on pole, finishes P4. It'll be Stenty across the line in P5. Maybe just saving fuel actually. Taffy quite a long way behind as well. Zonda closes the gap to just 4 seconds after it was up to about 13. But unable to close the gap fully. Taffy comes across the line P6. And Stenty will actually receive a 10-second time penalty, so Taffy will finish in front. Which means he will claim P5. And possibly Zonda might claim P6 here. But we will see. It is a win nonetheless for Jordan Musk in the McLaren. He takes home 25 points to go towards his promotion chances. So again, I think confirmation of the result. Very few time penalties actually today. Zonda and the lead actually being the worst ones for it, but everyone else very clean indeed. You can see Stenty up from P11 to P5, but he will receive a 10-second time penalty, so he will actually finish. He's still finished in front of Taffy actually, not quite sure how, because I thought he was closer than that, but maybe not. So he will receive a 10-second time penalty, but it won't affect his position. Insane Rampage did in the end finish. He will get 4 points because he was P8 of course. But yeah, everyone else one stopping, apart from those 2 stop guys who really did lose out in the end. Zonda P5 to P9, Insane Rampage obviously finishing last anyway. And Mini all the way down to P9, wanted a 1 stop, couldn't quite do it. And Don Rajib of course starting on pole but finishing 4th after 2 stopping. And that is that. That concludes round 8 then of season 10 here in PSF1 F3. I've been Lego Minecraft 3. Thank you for watching, and we'll be back next week at I think it's 5:15 next week. So yeah, we're in Russia for that one. So yeah, we'll see you later. Thank you for watching.